us off, we just want you to say your name and how you're affiliated with DTV.
Okay. My name is Randy Scott, and I'm the teacher and the station manager here at DTV.
Amy Parker.
Chris Kaiser.
I'm Rebecca Allen.
Emmanuel Clinton.
Casey Love.
I'm a sophomore.
I'm a senior.
I'm a junior.
I'm a senior at high school, Davison High School specifically.
I am DTV's assignment editor.
And I'm the operations director.
And my position is operations director in DTV.
And I'm the digital director of DTV.
I consider myself the event coordinator, and I tell people a lot of times I'm Randy's assistant.
Well, it started for me. I was working as a news photographer, and a producer I worked with, Sandy Coots, she was tasked with putting this program together. She had asked me several times to come over and work. She thought I would be good for this job, but eventually she talked me into it, and I got over here.
When I first started here, I didn't really know anything about the program. When I got introduced to Randy is because I was looking for a job, looking for a way to get back into the communications field because I'd been out for a couple years. They were looking for someone to help out with the program, and I said, yeah, count me in. And I came in and I sat with Randall W. Scott III for a whole 5 minutes, and he said, you're hired, let's do this.
I've always had an interest in photojournalism because I like taking pictures, and I also thought that it would really help me to learn how to communicate with people best.
Started to think about it, and I also had a teacher tell me that I had the voice for it, so I kind of considered that.
My older brother Trace was in DTV, and I was watching his stuff, and I'm like, I want to do that, get the camera experience and editing experience. So I came in, applied, and that's what I told Randy.
The Genesis date, nobody really knows. It didn't officially get branded. They were putting stuff on air, but it didn't officially get branded DTV until about 99, 2000, when they had another teacher in here, Jason Carr. But to pin down a date is almost impossible. I've tried it.
I'm not really sure when it started. I know that Randy wasn't always a teacher here. He used to be on Amy's level, where he come in for certain things at the end of the day. Eventually, he came in and got the full-time teacher job, which is what he does now.
I know that it started around 2000, 2001 because I do all the archiving. So I've seen kind of all of the sports games, and so I've kind of watched the evolution of how it's gotten better that way.
I knew that before my time they didn't really let in freshmen. One of my peers, Blake, was actually the first freshman ever to be allowed in DTV, and then me and Riley Wilcox came in, and we were kind of the first group that they experimented with.
Students have won an abundance of national awards, Best Newscast in the Nation, State Awards, Station of the Year from different operations. We've won a ton of national awards, a ton of state awards. We've won national Emmys for the students. So we've been very, very fortunate, but it's the kids' work and the kids' videos every year that line the halls with all those awards they get. It's pretty cool.
I've gotten a few awards. I think I've gotten about 5 from MIPA, and then 2 from MAB. MIPA is Michigan Interscholastic Press Association, MAB is Michigan Association of Broadcasting. I made all the graphics for the newscast, and people say they like those. One of the former students actually called and contacted Randy and was like, man, those graphics look great. And I thought that was really awesome. It was Grant Palmentier who came and called Randy, and he was like, dang, those graphics.
Well, we just went to an award show, and our special In the Line of Fire actually got second place for documentary, so that was really cool. As far as personal successes would go, so I'm the assignment editor, so I meet with people about their stories and figure out the right due date for that story. So I think that was really cool, and I would consider that a big success, being able to have a leadership position and only be a sophomore.
I've been to a couple different award shows where at least one person has walked out with an award. This year we did win the Pacemaker, so I was here for that when we made history. And it's great to see how everybody evolves, going from not knowing anything to being first and second place winners.
And the kids have been covering the Flint water crisis for years now. So now when they go to these events, people know who they are. You know, you got people from XYZ and, you know, ABC News National that are coming in and going, oh, hey, DTV, it's good to see you guys again. And that's awesome that they know who DTV is and they recognize our kids.
We've been able to do a lot of great videos, okay, and a lot of good journalism, a lot of really good journalism for high school students, no doubt. But my biggest accomplishment here, my biggest like here is seeing the students and seeing them grow. That is incredible stuff. You can't replicate that. You know, when kids go off, they go off into the business or into some other business, right? I just run down a list of kids that have done amazing things after they left here. That's a big thing for me.
Student sideline reporting is probably my favorite. I just love the excitement of the game and then being able to bring that to the viewers at home. I also really like anchoring. I don't know how that makes me sound, but I just love being the talent. I'd rather be in front of the camera than behind it. I really like English. I'm an honors English student, so I do like the writing portion of things, and I think that's why I like being the talent, so I can write my own stuff.
Honestly, I love making graphics. Working on the switcher was cool too, but I like the creative aspects that I can put into opens and promos and stuff like that.
DTV-wise, like doing things, it's made my view on doing all this change. Like now I'm thinking, oh my God, how many times have I edited this clip? How many times have I rewatched this story? Waiting for Randy to approve it. It's making me think that my personality isn't so patient with this kind of thing.
Every year we go to the Williams property in Davison, and there's a house there, and we do our DTV awards at the end of the year. Beginning of the year we have kind of like a squad bonding where all the kids come out, everybody gets to know each other, we just kind of relax, have a little bit of fun, eat some food. So those are always great.
I'm definitely not as shy as I used to be. I used to not like presenting, I used to not like talking to people, and now I feel like it just kind of comes naturally to me, because if I can be in a newscast that is distributed through the classrooms in every 6th hour, then I'm pretty sure I can do a presentation in just a classroom of like 36 people or so. So I think it's made me better at just communicating myself and not being as shy anymore. And I also feel like it's helped me to explore this field a little bit and see just how I would do and just what it takes.
Well, it certainly changed my talking skills, because without DTV I wouldn't be able to get in front of this camera right here and answer these questions. I would be like very shaky and wringing my hands and stutter my words a lot. I wouldn't be able to talk at all because I don't have very good people skills. DTV has helped me greatly with that.
I have a lot of social anxiety, so I don't really like talking to people. I don't like to have conversations if I didn't have to, and now I can talk to somebody just out of the blue and be fine. Even though it might, mentally I might be freaking out, but I don't show that on the outside. And I feel like
As a reporter, it's really going to help you more.
yeah, as a reporter and as a person, it's really going to help me in the long run.
Oh my gosh, I used to be such a shy little kid, and this class really helped me talk to people, and like I've been doing stuff that I didn't expect I would ever be doing, like just like being like, yo, what up, to just anybody, and just being able to talk. I never imagined that I would be involved with video production, and it's kind of cool that I am though.
Goals.
I would really like to keep having leadership positions and keep growing in leadership positions, because I do like being a leader in here. I would like to win more awards in my time here before I graduate, and then I would like to go to a university like MSU and study photojournalism so that I can be a multimedia journalist.
What are my goals?
My goal was met already, so I've been working on like just trying to push my stories to be as best as they can be at this point, because when the school year started, my whole goal was to get an award, because I wanted to prove to myself that my work was good enough that somebody else thought it was good as well, because I would have a pretty biased opinion. I'm always going to think what I do is either good or it's going to be trash, but someone else might not think that, and I thought that that was a big thing for me. And now that I have that, I just really want to strive to be even better.
I don't even know if I have goals.
DTV has made me realize that I want to go into video production, so it's pretty much the entire path of, and my entire goal is just DTV and onward, you know?
But if I did, it would probably be to keep getting better at talking to people, which is what I'm still practicing, and learn to put more emotion in my voice, because I've been told on multiple occasions that I'm very monotone and show no emotion.
I put my heart into this, my life into this. I really have. But you could be sure when we talk about this and we talk about DTV, I will be smiling every time I do, you know, even during the hard times, because we're learning, you know, and we've had lots of hard times in here, but we're learning the whole time, and that's what we do.